Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. Today we are going to the dark side of Halo with the ONI Strike Team. This set has become pretty rare over the years. It's from, when is this from? 2017. So we got the Mega Construx logo. And it's one I've really wanted to look at because I think the Marines are pretty cool. We also don't get a ton of primarily Marine related things anymore. So that was kind of another reason why I wanted to look at it. So real quick, here is the box. You can see it's a tall shape, which was something Mega did near the end of these Fireteam sets. Pretty nice artwork. Again, the renders are way too crisp and clear, and in particular, this set has kind of the disappointing factor of like these visors here look very metallic, which would be awesome, but in reality, they are just kind of like this bright green, which I think, I don't know, that's a bummer, and it's like false advertising to me. We get to see our officer around the side. Around the back, we get to see all the figures kind of together. What's funny to me is the officer here is shown with a Halo Wars chestplate when he comes with a Halo 4 chestplate. That to me is just kind of funny. I don't know, they just like recolored a Halo Wars officer or something. So that's kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, overall, pretty normal box. We do get the little window. I think it looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead and crack this thing open. Be careful with the knife. Sheath the knife. Never leave open knives lying around. That is a bad idea. Go. There's our officer. There's some of our pieces. There's our weapons. I can barely reach up there. I'm like hitting my mic. Hopefully it's not making my audio sound weird. Oh, I see the instructions are like crumpled up down there. That's why I'm having a hard time. Oh gosh, I think I should have opened the bottom of this box here. You know, one of these days, I need to make, or maybe somebody else will just grab the clips and make it, a video of just me every time I just struggle to get stuff out of a box. Just the Demarcation struggling to unbox stuff compilation. So here's our Heavy Marine, which I just used one of these guys in a stop motion. I just happened to have one. So I made a stop motion with him called the ONI Operative. So if you want to see that, I will put the card up in the corner. And we've got our instructions that got kind of, wow, they got really crumpled up in there. That's weird. There we go. Looks pretty cool. It is just one of these like big sheet instructions. There's that. And then we got all our other figures packaged up here. So I am going to build this live. If you want to watch the VOD for that, I will pop it up in the corner so you can see that. And we will come back once this is all put together. Alrighty, and that is the whole set put together. There was so much building. It was such a hard build. Literally took me like 6 hours to get this thing all put together. So let's go ahead and look at the figures, starting with that officer. So here he is. This guy has the Heavy Marine armor, like on his chest plate, gray printing. He's got white stripes on his shoulders, which is pretty cool. The head is done pretty well. He's got like a slightly darker than just normal white skin tone, which I think is pretty cool. And then the hat is really well molded. I'm kind of impressed with the wrinkles, especially on the back. The print is a little like thin on the edges, so you can kind of see a little bit of skin tone. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's a little weird. He comes with a light gray Magnum, perfect for covert executions. I mean, perfect for protecting the UNSC. He's got some armor on his legs. Overall, really solid figure. Possibly one of my favorite, if not my all-time favorite officer figure that Mega has made. The dark gray, the black, the way the skin tone is, the hat, all of it just works really well. My only real complaint is the fact that there's some skin tone poking through at the front edge of that hat. Our next figure is what appears to be a standard Halo 4 or 5 Marine, but he's all in this black color. He's got an all gray like chest plate, no print, but he does have the white print around his shoulders, as well as gray and white print on his helmet, which is awesome. He doesn't have any thigh armor, but he does have one of those add-on pouch pieces, which is really cool. We don't see those super often. And he also comes with a AR, which is perfect for mowing down traitorous crowds. I mean, it's perfect for taking out Covenant. And overall, again, this color scheme really, really works. I love how this guy looks, and I would absolutely love to be able to amass like a squad of 4 or 8 of them. Unfortunately, there's only one in this set, which means unless you get multiple of these sets, which is rather difficult now, you're just going to have one. But at the end of the day, I am really happy to have one because I think this is, again, one of the coolest Marine figures Mega has ever made. The last 2 figures are 2 heavy Marines. These guys share almost everything with the officer except for the shoulders and the helmet. The shoulders are again printed with that white stripe. That seems to be the like identifying factor for these ONI operatives. This is one of the figures that I used for my ONI stop motion, which I kind of now have a bit of a soft spot for these guys. I will say that the white and the green on the helmets aren't the best ever. The green, especially on the edges, tends to get a little bit light, and the white's not exactly as sharp as it could be in some places. It's not deal breakers, but it is something I'm like, I wish that was a little bit better. They both come armed with, again, these kind of strange light gray weapons. We don't see this very often. The one guy has a DMR, which is ideal for taking out traitorous, Covenant spies or whatever. And then in case, any of these traitors to the UNSC are trying to escape in a vehicle, you can shoot them with that rocket launcher. I mean, it's perfect for taking down Banshees, and both of these guys would be a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield, armed up and working together the way that they are. So these guys aren't my favorite of the heavy Marines, but they're pretty darn good. I do like how the green pops against the gray and definitely gives them Spec Ops looks. I just wish that it were a little sharper for those visors, just a little bit, because I have seen better ones on other heavy Marines, and I know it can be done. So that's my main complaint with these 2. For like extra side stuff, you get a stand for each Marine. Not Marine. ONI. I don't know. The ONI guys, each of them gets a stand in dark green, which is nice. Then you get a black box, suitably ONI themed. Inside is just an extra shot. Nothing else really that special. And this is on a tan base plate, which is interesting. A little different than the stands that the figures use. And then the main build of the set is this little turret emplacement. There's really not that much to it. It's pretty small. It does have some nice pieces like those rounded gray bricks. The turret emplacement itself looks really nice. It is one of those shooting ones, but I don't think the shooting one detracts from its looks at all. It gives me the impression of like some sort of urban ruin area. You get those copper like grate pieces on the front. Be careful with those. That copper has the gold plastic syndrome, or if we're talking about Lego, the brown plastic syndrome. It's rather fragile, so just be careful there. I do kind of wish there was more to this, more structure, more ruined wall, something, but taking it as it is, I do like it. I think it's good. I just wish there were more. Like, it's setting up a scene, and I don't get to see the whole scene because there's just not enough. And also that writing on the front is a little ugly. I do like it. It just, it's so small. Well, there you have it. That is the ONI Strike Team. I gotta say, this might be my all-time favorite of these fire teams / squad packs. Now, I've never gotten Yankee Squad, and that one's pretty high on my list. It's just really expensive. But I do love the way that it looks, and I love Halo Wars Marines. But this one is pretty much perfect. My real gripe with it is that it feels small. Like, the build feels small, especially right after reviewing Victor Squad. I don't know which order the videos are going to come out in, but I did just review Victor Squad, and that has such a substantial build, or not really substantial, but it's larger, and this one just feels like it needs more. The figures are fantastic. I love that Marine. The Officer is awesome. The Heavy Marines are good. I do think the visors could have been done better, but aside from the visors, the quality control has seemed pretty good. Unless there's something I'm missing here, I haven't really had many issues. So that's a plus. The other big downside to the set is how expensive it is nowadays. I managed to get this for like 35 or 40 bucks, which is not bad, but that's really rare now. It's typically around 60 or more. 40 feels okay because you're basically doing $10 a figure, and the ONI figures are hard to get now, but anything more than that feels not good. Not good at all. I do think having only one of these packs makes sense because, you know, the ONI people are not very much out in the open. So seeing them in a squad like this is rare, and I think that kind of makes sense, even though I would love to have more of those Marines. But yeah, that being said, if I were to give this a rating out of 10, I would probably give this a 9. Really, the only issues are those visors and the small size of the build. Other than that, absolutely love it. This is my new favorite of these packs. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.